I'm the Rap Critic. Let's talk about 1980s gangster rap. Or, as it was called back in the day, reality rap. Guys like Schoolie D, Ice-T, Eazy-E, all of whom had letter-based rap names, created songs which pioneered the genre, proving there was a demand for more unpolished, raucous music than the mainstream was offering. They were bringing real-life struggles that the listener in the projects was going through, and saying it plain with no filter. They were talking about the drugs, the pimps, the prostitutes, and the politicians that were profiting off of all that shit. The thing is, lyric-wise, they weren't that great.
What? Give it up for the real stuff. Shut the what up, back the shut up, what?
But it wasn't their wordplay or a mastery of flow that brought you in. It was the fact that they were the voice of what inner city kids and teens were growing up seeing. So it wasn't about them being great, it was about them being real. It was about speaking to what young people were going through, mixed in with the immature rhetoric that sometimes came along with it, of course.
Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks.
Indeed. Flash forward to present day, and here we have 21 Savage, someone who, quite honestly, is speaking to the reality of what young people of today are going through. Really think about it. They've got to deal with work, schoolwork, drug epidemics, sexism, climate change, the president is a garbage can. The point is, people are tired. And you know who sounds really tired?
Young Savage, why you trapping so hard?
That's right, I'm calling it. 21 Savage is the man of the year, the sound of a generation, encapsulating the collective apathy of the zeitgeist in the face of a system that doesn't give a shit about the debilitating situation poverty puts them in. And in an industry where stuff sounds even more fake and polished these days, the fact that he seems so unpolished is what people makes him feel authentic. So it's not the lyricism or a complex flow people are interested in, it's nothing but the pure, uncut, raw reality. The problem is, sometimes, reality's kind of boring.
How much money you got? 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 A lot.
It's just mundane flow after mundane flow, and it never really changes. So you either like how it sounds or you don't, based off of your immediate relatability to the topics. Or if you're a middle-class white kid who wants to feel like you're listening to something dangerous. Like, even his video game promo songs sound boring.
You a shit talker, we got done for that. Trying to fist fight, boy, you done for that.
Dude, this is a trailer for one of the most exciting and innovative video game franchises of all time. Fucking wake up! And also follow me on Twitch when it comes out, because I'm totally gonna stream that shit. But okay, let's talk about the song in front of us today. A lot. Spelled with no capitalized letters. To accentuate the levels of nonchalance we're going to receive, I guess.
How much money you got? A lot. How many problems you got? A lot. How many people done doubted? A lot. Left you out to rap? A lot.
Okay, I know simplistic hooks are a thing, but does anyone else feel like his hooks are a little too simple?
I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 M's.
It's like if Sesame Street did gangster rap.
How many times did you ride? A lot. How many niggas done died? A lot. How many times did you cheat? A lot. How many times did you lie? A lot.
And the responses are so deadpan. To every circumstance, he sounds like he's answering the question with the same dead-eyed expression.
How many pray that you flop?
A lot.
How many lawyers you got?
A lot.
How many times you got shot?
A lot.
How many niggas you shot?
A lot. Although I will give him this, whereas you would typically expect a hook structured like this to be mainly talking about how he has a lot of mostly good things like money, cars, women, and clothes, he spends way more time talking about the downsides. Of course, now that I think about it, that makes his monotone come off as even more confusing. Like, does none of this shit emotionally affect you in any way? I mean, for God's sakes, look at the video. It shows a beautiful family having dinner together, only to cut away to different moments of hardships each family member has going on in the background of their lives that's being set aside in their minds in order to enjoy each other's company. And yet, this is the soundtrack to all of that.
Every day that I'm alive, I'ma ride with this stick. I'd rather be broke in jail than be dead and rich.
I was awake. I was just reading this opera score. Well, anyway, getting back to the whole reality thing, like I said, despite his low-key tone and delivery, he does bring up some of the hardships that he came from, with a particular stress on loyalty versus disloyalty.
Told my brothers take my breath if I turn to a snitch. Game versus the world, me and my dog, it was us. Then you went and wrote a statement and that really fucked me up.
But then J. Cole comes through. And, you know, I've had my issues with his sleepy flow in the past.
I never felt so alive.
The words, "I've never felt so alive," have never sounded so dead. But here he's mastered that lackadaisical flow, giving the track just the right amount of energy while also dropping some jewels.
How many faking they streams, getting they plays from machines. I can see behind the smoke and mirrors, niggas ain't really big as they seem.
Oh shit, look at your boy J. Cole straight up calling out the number inflating scams of the modern digital music world. Well, that definitely takes some guts.
Paper Takashi, they wanting to rap.
Hey, he seems to be talking favorably about someone that I don't like. Sick 'em internet concern trolls! Okay, let me be clear about how I interpret what's happening in this verse. Dude not saying any transgression against others that might have landed him in jail should be ignored because, hey, he's a fellow member of a marginalized group, so we have to excuse everything they do because he's on our team, right? No, nobody says after that first line.
Paper Takashi, they wanting to rap. I picture him inside a cell on a cot, reflecting on how he made it to the top, wondering if it was worth it or not.
There's a specific wording he uses here that speaks of his antics sort of neutrally. I mean, when you think about it, if it weren't for those crazy antics, he most definitely would not have been as big an internet phenomenon. But those same boneheaded antics got him a prison cell, so you can't help but wonder if he's contemplating that maybe posting and bragging on social media about all the horrible and illegal shit I do might not have been the best way to go about things. So now, in prison, with nothing but time to think about his actions, I think J. Cole is asking us to think about Tekashi's internal reasoning. I mean, at his core, is he really a mustache-twirling villain of rap? Not caring about the shitty things he did that brought him where he is, because if he had a chance, he'd do it all again, coppers. Nah, say? Or does his incarceration now make him think about his poor decisions? I mean, who knows? Maybe he was being manipulated by bigwigs of a modern digital corporate landscape where you have to get clicks to stand out, and his shitty actions reflect a person desperate to get out of poverty and willing to therefore play the game of outrage marketing in order to get on top, not considering the damage he was causing until he had no choice but to think about it while alone in a cell. And damn it, J. Cole, you're making me do way too much writing right now! For fuck's sake, this is a 21 Savage episode. This one was supposed to be easy.
Had some fans that hopped in a band and shit when they thought that I wasn't gon' pan out.
I mean, to be fair, you were making some pretty pop-ready fluff at the beginning of your career. You even made a song about the fact that you disappointed a legendary rapper.
I can't believe I let Nas down.
But you know what? J. Cole comes off like someone who, when he was getting negative feedback, put his ear to that feedback and used it to improve exponentially as a songwriter. And it shows in the nuances with which he handles the topic. But then, of course, we gotta go back to 21.
She in front, but she used to be my side. We take selfies now, I used to in her life.
What? Oh, right. Back to the song. So, after that verse about the choices celebrities make to turn their lives into a media circus revolving around the existential implications of fame and fortune, what's 21 talking about? No, for real, I fell asleep. What was he talking about?
Take a dive, put away my pride, shoot my shot, DM jive slide.
That's great, 21. You wanted to fuck an Instagram model. Compelling stuff.
See so many BF turn SNAK.
And he also doesn't seem to know how to spell the word snake. Okay.
Been through some things, but I couldn't imagine my kids stuck at the border. Flint still need water. Niggas was innocent, couldn't get lawyers.
Yeah, but look, see, he brought up some culturally relevant stuff at the end there. Flint needing water, that's definitely a thing we should be paying attention to. Plus the fact that many poor black men go to jail on trumped up charges, not because they did the crime, but because they couldn't afford a lawyer that would care enough about their case to help them get off. And that line about him not being able to imagine his kids stuck at the border, man. That he didn't think that was going to be relevant to his life. Oh, and for those who don't know, as I'm filming this episode, 21 Savage is in ICE detainment because he didn't renew his immigration status when he was 18. But according to the info I could find, he entered the United States illegally at 7 years old, and as they say, he lost his legal status through no fault of his own. But he still isn't allowed to be released on bond, and not only that, his lawyers say he's never hidden his immigration status from the government, and that he was actually already in the process of applying for a visa. So, government, why is 21 Savage still in jail? If there's been any updates as I filmed this video, please let me know. But until then, this is a fucked up situation that, as far as I can tell, is happening for no reason. Regardless of what you think of his music, this is a failing of our justice system, and so are the other topics he brought up. But, I really gotta wrap this up. So overall, I give this a 4 out of 5. Of course, J. Cole's feature is head and shoulders, and actually pretty much the rest of the human body above 21 Savage as a lyricist, so that drags the song score up immensely. But the pitch-perfect beat work, and 21's, okay, I'm not gonna lie, it's J. Cole that makes the song really good. But 21's reality, yeah, that's it. The stark reality that he brings to a track is something that people seem to enjoy. And it's not nearly as obnoxious as a lot of other rappers currently in the game, so he has his lane and he sticks to it. If you like it, it's right for you, but for me, his style overall just isn't as satisfying of a musical experience. But hey, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, scope out the merch, support me on Patreon. You know all that stuff we gotta do to keep this little show going. Oh, and if you want to check out my digital radio station where I play all my favorite joints, give the station that app and look up Rap Critic, one word. And until next time, I'm the Rap Critic. You don't have to like my opinion, but fuck ICE and free 21 Savage. Peace.